Hi, my name's Demara, and this is number 38 of the Truth Testaments. And this one was given fairly recently. This was at the end of June of this year. And it's an interesting piece. I've just had a quick look at the first paragraph. And this is the times that we are in now, we are going towards a crossroads where everything will change. And throughout my life on my spiritual path, which I arrived on somehow quite early on and spent my whole, even working life, working with personal development, with healing, with healthy food, with everything to do with this. I've always been given perceptions of this crossroads. It came up many different times throughout my lifetime, and I feel now on this timeline that we are going towards that crossroads that leads us, one of those routes at that crossroad leads us to the new earth in our creation, because everything that we think, do, believe in, know within ourselves, everything about us needs to be in the direction of that new earth to maintain our position on the right road to that earth that we are creating, to the new way, the way of oneness, the way of everybody being equal and nothing being hidden, everything being revealed, and that we live in that light. So this is very much a message about that crossroads and about our journey too. So as usual, just if you want to really hear on another level what this message is about, just put your attention on the sound of my voice and not the words. Don't try and understand it, because actually none of us can really understand where we're going towards, because we've never been there before in a human body. So if you do that, you can just receive what you're doing when you do that. It's a higher awareness exercise to listen to the sound of somebody's voice. You will always understand what they're saying. That's not a contest that's going on. What it's about is how do you receive? And if you always put your sound on the person's voice, it's an incredible experience, because whoever you're in front of will become more awakened themselves when you put the awareness on the sound, your awareness on the sound of their voice. You've got to try this to believe it. I didn't believe it until I worked with it all the time, which I did from 1979 onwards, when I was going regularly for a couple of years to a mystery school. Anyway, let's continue. Truth Testament number 38. Excuse me. What we have to say today is for all of your consciences. It is the choice between being who you really are or who you believe you are. You are more than these things, but this is the most important choice to consider. We cannot warn you enough of the consequences of staying with what you believe or are still influenced by. Because knowing who you really are is the answer to all of your issues. You are the soul of your being. The being is held together by your earthly assignment. It is nothing more than that. Nothing that you carry out on this earthly plane has more importance than the fact that you are a soul. We are at that point now where, when the next wave of consistent higher frequency comes into your earth domain, you will be relying on how close you are to the integration of the soul entity of your body. You may know that you are indeed a soul, but how much of that knowledge informs your actions, your thoughts, and your beliefs on this earthly domain? Where we are looking from, we see that many are at different and very varied stages of the soul integration. What we mean by soul integration is that you are acting and intending from that point of who you really are. If you are able to do so, you will know that whatever occurs on this earthly domain will be good. It cannot be any other way because your soul is eternal. When you are acting and intending from this point of yourself, then you are completely and utterly safe and protected. When you are still acting and intending as if you were that physical body and that emotionally run personality, then you are going to be in some state of fear or shock. We are asking now that you fully integrate every thought and every feeling and impression from that higher state. It is possible for you to do this. If it is possible for you to sometimes activate in this way, then it is also possible for you now to decide that each and every thought and impulse will be processed through this part of your circuitry. The first thing to begin is to make sure that any of your decisions and actions are passed through the filter of, is this my highest point of interaction in this moment? Let's just read that one again because this is so important. Is this my highest point of interaction in this moment? This will bring into the present moment your ability to be the highest that you're able to be, both with your thoughts, decisions, and plans. Every time that you do this, you are reminded immediately of your possibility and that you can activate your soul's abilities in this now moment. It's really interesting because outside there's this bell ringing, and that bell is to tell you to take your rubbish outside. In the country that I'm living in right now. And it's really interesting because this is what this is all about. Get rid of your rubbish. Start aligning to your highest truth, like right now in everything. And that's what they're actually telling us. Sorry for the interruption, but it's a very appropriate one. It's a sign. Get out of your rubbish and get the rubbish outside your door, outside your person. Right, I'm just going to read that beginning of that little paragraph again. The first thing to begin is to make sure that any of your decisions and actions are passed through the filter of, is this my highest point of interaction at this moment? This will bring into the present moment your ability to be the highest that you're able to be, both with your thoughts, decisions, and plans. Every time that you do this, you are reminded immediately of your possibility and that you can activate your soul's abilities in this now moment. It is going to be the most important thing that you do in order to raise up and activate your highest potential. It will not take long before this is who you are. As you practice, so you become. It is in the remodeling of your practices that everything will appear safe and will indeed be safe. Can you see that when you are coming from a physical outlook, you are coming from not an eternal source, but from a very vulnerable source? You will always be protecting the vulnerability of your body, your mind, and your emotional self. If you are coming from your eternal source, you do not need these protections. Your reason for being on earth during this particular incarnation was an eternal soul choice. It was for the evolution of the human race into the eternal soul integrated Hugh-Man collective. In order to become the Hugh-Man soul integrated collective, you are required to lift yourselves up to honor yourselves by soul choices, not vulnerable physical and emotional ones. This is not always easy when you are besieged by emotions washing over and through you. Another choice for you now must be meditation and quiet times when you connect to who you really are, if you are to accomplish this higher state of consciousness on time. We cannot emphasize this enough. It is one of the utmost importance. Do not fill your days with obligations and recreational pastimes if you are not also allowing time for your real disciplines and advancements for your soul connection. We cannot connect you up. It has to be your choice through your own momentum. We are here for you, as we have said many times, but we are not allowed to make these choices for you. Our role will always be as those who hold your hands through the turmoil and allow ourselves to be your guides when you so ask us to be. We cannot guide you when you are so caught up in other pursuits that you lose all obligations to your real missions, your real soul blueprints, which are embedded in the higher regions of your soul connection. Your soul blueprints are not printed on paper. They are printed on the soul matrix, which is the higher envelope in which your soul resides. It is far beyond the context of your normal thinkings and imaginings. It is that point that goes beyond the silence which comes over you when you allow the quietening of your mind. It is that point that goes beyond every feeling you ever felt when you feel the wave of calm and safety and love. It will embrace you as you walk in nature, as you stare down at a body of water, as you fall asleep at night, just before the moment of sleep unconsciousness, and in the moment before total consciousness as you awaken the next morning. It is available to you, but you will need to unravel its mystery yourself as you begin to take this seriously and become more aware of the subtle states of soul awareness that will become so much more than just being subtle. They will become so real that you will see this as your reality, not the more human attributes and sensations. As time goes by, these teachings will be your touchstones of reality. That's a powerful message for any one of us, to make sure that we really realign, if we haven't done so already, with the blueprints that we have for our missions on Earth this time. So thank you for listening to that, and please press the like button and please subscribe so that more and more people, those people we know that need more help, those people that are not even on the path yet, there's still time for people to play catch up, but that time will run out. So hopefully with this information getting around to more and more people by your subscriptions, we are also all playing our part, not only for ourselves, but for all those others that we would love to know are awakening too and will join us on this new earth. Thank you again.